So for those who don't know what the T20E1 is, it is essentially an M1 Garand with the ability to fire full auto and give it around 20 rounds. And if you don't play the T20E1, if you play the FG42, imagine the FG42 with the M1 Garand sights. That is exactly what the T20E1 is. But that's it, and today we're going to be reviewing the T20E1. This video has been suggested multiple times by the friends at Discord, the YouTube comment section, so I'm just going to do it right now. But that said, let's get started. Starting with the history, by May 1942, John Garand modified his M1 rifle to fire in both semi-auto and fully automatic modes, using a BAR modification with 18 round capacity. This was obviously experimental. Tests shown that the weight of the cartridge caused issues, leading to 3 potential solutions: changing of the ammunition, modifying the magazine, or lengthening the receiver. The last option was chosen, but the project was delayed until 1944. The Army's requirements for a new rifle included self-fire capability, a shorter and lighter design, controllability, and loaded rate of fire, and compared with standard ammunition, magazines, and other features. These conflicting demands made it impossible to create a perfect weapon within the wartime timeline. By September of 1944, the first prototypes were designated as T-20, built with a Lightning receiver, mounted to use 20 rounds from the BAR. It featured a select lever for semi and fully automatic modes, firing semi-automatic from a closed bolt and firing fully automatic from an open bolt. It also has a new muzzle brake and heat dispensing grooves. Testing at the Aberdeen Proving Grounds on October 1944 reviewed issues with the open bolt feature, leading to its removal. The resulting T20E1 addressed these problems, incorporating further improvements like a telescopic and grenade launch sights and a modification magazine and adjustable bipod. By January 1945, the T20E1 underwent further testing in Aberdeen, followed by troop trials at Fort Benning. Despite necessary changes, the rifle was favorably received, leading to the authorization of 100 limited production units. But that said, let's move on to the stats. For the T20E1, this is gonna be a 4-star rifle from a battle pass, so you would need a gold order to get it. And I'll later get on to whether it is worth it or not, but let's look at the stats. The hit power is 15.3, which is pretty high. It's 7.62, so that's also amazing. The rate of fire is 710, reload of 2.5, vertical of 76, horizontal of 21. It has a 20 round magazine, and it can fire in auto, which you start with, and semi-auto. But that said, let's move on to the verdict. This is essentially an American FG42 with better stats. The FG42 uses ammunition really quickly, and this is the exact same thing for the T20E1. And that is where all the pros start. You see, this thing, like the FG42, packs a punch. I would even argue this packs more of a punch than the FG42. With the FG42, depending on your variant, has 14.4 for the FG42 too, in terms of hit power. The sights are better than if you would prefer the FG42, but I personally like the FG42 sights. But if you like the M1 Garand sights, the T20E1 works really well for you. In terms of the gun itself, I prefer it over the M2 carbine, mostly because this thing has the ability to one-shot a person, and because the M2 carbine is, well, I don't like the sights of the M2 carbine. I find myself hip-firing the M2 carbine more than I should. And what makes them more interesting is that, like the FG42, every shot counts, and the only downside I would say is that it doesn't have a bayonet, but at that point I'm nitpicking. But that said, I highly suggest that you get it. I do realize it costs gold orders, which they're, to be exact, it's called gold weapon orders, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, I really enjoy this thing. To be exact, I think this is a really good weapon. And yeah, essentially the American FG42, but just better in most regards. That said, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.